Ladies and gentlemen, I was very touched to be asked to share a few closing reflections at the end of your important meeting in Vancouver, albeit through the rather disembodied medium of this video message. I must say my only regret is that I cannot be with you in person, for it seems to me that the challenges you have been wrestling with this week are of the utmost global importance. It is certainly enormously heartening that so many of you from such a broad spread of interests and geographical locations have been having such a crucial conversation at this year's International Seafood Summit. I know from personal experience just how difficult it is to forge a consensus on such profoundly complex issues and how difficult it can be to make practical progress towards outcomes that will make a difference. One of the reasons for the difficulty in reaching consensus is because there are still many people who regard the planet and its oceans as a limitless source of food and materials. However, I believe it is becoming more and more evident that we have reached the point where this can no longer continue. I'm sure many of you will be familiar with the recent study by the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, which shows that 65% of the fish stocks they monitor have collapsed because of our inability to manage fisheries in a sustainable manner. To make matters even worse, it is clear we are wasting an enormous amount of public money to fund this mismanagement. A few weeks ago, I was shocked to learn that globally, $16 billion of public money is being spent each year on activities such as boat construction and fuel tax exemptions that increase fishing capacity. Meanwhile, the World Bank is telling us that our planet's fisheries could generate $50 billion more every year if fishing capacity was actually reduced by a significant degree. In other words, we are doing precisely the wrong thing. Well, this is clearly insane. Surely the value of our oceans is not in what we take out, but in what we leave behind. Nevertheless, despite all the gloom and insanity, it is reassuring to know that around the world there are now numerous examples of more intelligent fisheries management. I've been enormously heartened to learn about many examples of better regulations, fisheries improvement plans, demonstrations of best practice, good science, consumer awareness, and collaborative research. Indeed, I am aware of examples from Namibia to New Zealand and from the USA to Fiji, where positive steps are being made through genuine multi-stakeholder partnerships. Surely, this partnership approach must show us a way of moving forward on some of these seemingly intractable problems. Of course, there is no more intractable problem now than the whole issue of bluefin tuna. It is surely a concern that there is such a level of disagreement between many scientists and the industry. It is equally worrying that consumers often fail to understand the consequences of the choices they make. The trouble is that all too often, short-term commercial pressures can blind people to the potential long-term revenues that could be secured by sustainable fisheries management. I do hope that even in this exceptional case, it is possible that a partnership approach can be found. And I can only urge everyone involved in this crucial debate to keep talking to each other for as long as it takes. For we must build programs that take account of the global food security challenge, the measures needed to safeguard ocean biodiversity, while at the same time sustaining the more than 100 million livelihoods based on fishing. My International Sustainability Unit has been looking at how these challenges can be met, and based on its work, it seems to me that there are three ways this can be achieved. First, we must ensure that an ecosystem-based approach to fisheries management, which should include the creation of substantial large marine protected areas, is adopted as widely as possible. Second, we must work to remove perverse incentives so that fishing communities are encouraged to adopt sustainable practices. And finally, we must increase demand for sustainable seafood from the private sector. Now, none of these are simple tasks, and in an attempt to contribute to this debate, my sustainability unit has issued a consultative document that seeks to demonstrate how these measures can be brought together to increase the adoption of sustainable fisheries management. Ladies and gentlemen, it is all too easy to fall into despair when thinking about these issues, but the truth is that the solutions we need are within our grasp. For while it is quite possible to foresee the collapse of marine ecosystems following continued unsustainable exploitation, we can, by contrast, see a vision of thriving and productive oceans, teeming with wildlife and providing food and employment for many millions of people. If we do change our fishing policies, positive changes can indeed occur. For instance, I've been struck by what has happened in the area around Malindi off the coast of Kenya, where, because of the greatly reduced fishing in the Strait of Hormuz owing to the piracy problem, it appears that fish stocks have recovered and the local fishermen are reporting the largest catches in 40 years. Now, I know that all of you in this room have been working tirelessly for many years to improve the sustainability of the seafood industry. I really am enormously grateful to you all for your efforts and pray that you will continue to share knowledge and lead us towards a more sustainable future. You will, no doubt, have felt the brunt of controversy, skepticism, deep complexity and setback, but I do hope that you will also be deeply motivated by your achievements and feel the real sense of importance of your work. Brave, often difficult decisions will need to be made, and you will need all your strength. So please allow me to close with my warmest admiration to all of you who have taken the time and commitment to join this discussion, and to congratulate the many who have shown such clear leadership. It is, in the end, enlightened individuals who make the biggest difference.